Chief Minister of Meghalaya Conrad K. Sangma today informed the Assembly that the state government would implement the revised structured pay for SSA and ad hoc teachers from the 1st of April 2026, involving an additional annual outlay of over rupees 200 crore. This was announced at the second day of the budget session on the 17th of February 2026. The Chief Minister stated that the move, which would raise the total expenditure from rupees 600 crore to nearly 800 crore of rupees per year, aims to provide salary rationalization and financial security to over 23,000 teachers. The Chief Minister also clarified that while government schools remain the state's full responsibility, most ad hoc and deficit schools are privately managed, and the revised pay would apply to eligible SSA and ad hoc teachers, with the issue of deficit teachers to be examined separately.
If your experience is above 25 years, then you'll get about 28,000. So we are giving that seniority also thing. We are giving an increment of 3%, is it? 3% increment annually to every teacher. So they know that they have got growth happening every year. So we are going to be spending approximately 800 crores plus now. So there's an addition of about 200 plus crores. If Honorable Minister has the exact number, then he can also say it. But I roughly remember about 815 or 16 crores is what's going to come up. So you can say a net impact of 200 plus minus crores will be there. But this decision will lead to a kind of a structured pay system and a framework, and more importantly a system which will give a security and safety to the teachers, give increment to them, and most importantly, sir, that will ensure that there is growth and they can see increments coming up in the future. So it's a very, very tough decision, a very highly financially applicable decision, but a decision in the right direction which will lead to a stabilization of the education system to a large extent. And 23,007 teachers, if I'm not wrong, 23,007 teachers will be impacted because of this decision.
Mr. Speaker, sir, there is some deviation from the original, how the whole educational, rather the whole effort of the community to establish educational institution at the primary level and upper primary level and secondary level, the overall involvement of the community in assuming this responsibility in absence of government initiative in the beginning. So there are two categories when we talk about non-government schools. One is which is established by the communities coming together in absence of government initiative. That is how every institutions have been established, first in the form of venture, then afterwards grant in aid, then afterwards deficit, then afterwards provincialization. That is how it has evolved over the years. Now, if we club other private institutions where we have individual your academicians who are coming together and establishing private schools. You have number of private schools coming up in different areas, whether it is in Tura, Williamnagar, even in the rural areas. Now, we have to segregate this part from the institutions which were established collectively by the community prior to government's initiative. Now, as they have evolved over the years, now how do we take cognizance of this contribution and somehow ensure that what is now in deficit pattern is ultimately converted into a government, so that at least teachers end up getting the same benefit which is provided to the teachers who retire from government schools. Now, primary schools, there are a number of schools which are in deficit. Now, these teachers retire and they don't get the retirement benefit. So, these are areas of concern. Now, this grant in aid, salary, if we say salary, then that means we are assuming that we are the employer. That's why we have made it a point earlier also that when we extend this support to the managing committee, which is drawn from the communities, then we only put a rider that as we provide this grant in aid or assistance, minimum salary should be ensured this much. Over and above that, how much they top up is up to them. So this is how we have managed. And if we deviate from this, we're gonna have serious problem in future, because then you are owning all the teachers of even those which are yet to be provincialized. So I think I would request the Honorable Chief Minister to have certain discussion on this issue together.
No, what is the question, please?
I'm submitting this suggestion. I would ask the government to have a considered discussion on this issue, maybe in his chamber or wherever. We will be there. Because this is going haywire.
If you notice, sir, I hesitated when I was speaking, when I talked about the pay structure. So we were very, very clear that the words we will use is pay framework, a structured pay framework. So the word salary does not come into the language, number one. Number two, sir, we are not here talking about all schools that are private or community run. The schools that are receiving ad hoc grant as of now, who are receiving ad hoc grant, some are community, some are individual, private based. For whatever reason, in the past 40 years, different governments have started giving grant in aid to different ones, which came to be known as ad hoc grant, at least one of the grants. And here we are trying to resolve the ad hoc group. So this ad hoc, there are some schools which are community run, I mentioned that, some are private run, some are mission run. What we are doing, sir, is that since they have formed an umbrella organization, they are part of one category of ad hoc grant teachers, or ad hoc teachers they call themselves. Of course, they have got 4 or 5 mini committees also, and groups under them. But I think it's a FASCOM, I think, is the umbrella organization. And they are the organizations with whom we've been talking. So they are, yes, correctly mentioned. Some are owned privately, some are owned by community and the thing. But what we are doing, sir, we are bringing a structured pay for these teachers as per their demand. So this is something they have demanded. Now, when we move forward with this, sir, we are not here to take over the schools. We are not here. And we have very clearly discussed with the teachers that this is the structure we're going to give you. If you're going to expect that it's going to be government scale, it's not going to happen. But we are going to give you increments at this level. The Commissioner Secretary and Education Minister must have sat maybe more than 7-8 times with them. We had engagement with them at multiple levels. Negotiation took place, came back to us. We went back to the negotiation table with them. So this was a long drawn exercise with the stakeholders themselves, which is the ad hoc school teachers. So we are here to resolve this ad hoc school teachers issue, which is about 7,000 numbers, sir, plus minus, and the rest are the SSA school teachers. So this is what we are trying to resolve here, sir. Deficit, of course, is the next step. We are working and seeing if there's a possibility. It's not easy, sir. Education system is super complicated. We are examining, sir. We would like to help everyone. But it's not an easy decision because every decision has got financial and legal implications for us. So therefore, we were very clear and we said we are going to resolve right now this ad hoc and the issues that are there with SSA. So we are very, very confined to these two categories, and this is what we're going to work on. And as I said, the aspect of salary will not be there. So we will share with the Honorable LO as desired by him. I think it's a positive step that the government shares this information and discusses and informs them in detail what government is planning to do. And they can be obviously privy to that because the teachers already know about it. I don't see any reason why we cannot share. So we will share that information, sir, and I'm sure that they'll be quite satisfied and happy because the teachers, small issues here and there were there, but we have ironed them out. But the teachers themselves had, as I said, have accepted this. And as I said, it's resolving most of the issues that the ad hoc teachers and the SSAs have had, sir. So it's been a long drawn exercise, not something we decided in 1 week. For the last 1 year, this exercise has been going on, sir.